Good morning, sir. Good,
Very good morning,
welcome to the session, sir. We are just waiting for few of other staff members to join. So then very shortly we will be starting with the session. Sorry
Sure.
for inconvenience, sir.
No issue, ma'am. You can wait.
Sir, shall we start with the session? Manveen, sir?
Yeah, ma'am, we can start. If you want me to wait, we can wait for
Yeah,
another.
no, sir. No, sir. Let's start with the session, if it's okay with you.
Yeah, we can start.
Okay, very good morning and a wonderful day to all of you. I, Dr. Ramandeep Mande, on behalf of Innovation Cell of Shri Guru Gobind Singh College, extend a very warm and hearty welcome to our esteemed speaker of the day, Mr. Manveen Singh Chadha, Senior Manager, Incubation Program with FITT. I also extend a warm welcome to my worthy colleagues and students to this online session on incubation opportunities for students and faculties, early stage entrepreneurs. The innovation cell of Shri Guru Gobind Singh College was set up in the year 2020 under Ministry of Education, Government of India, to foster out-of-box thinking and to give a boost to the government's Make in India program. Since then, the cell has organized several workshops, webinars, and expert sessions to nurture the young minds of our students and develop their entrepreneurial skills so that they become job creators instead of job seekers in future. With the unflinching support of our visionary management and the guidance of our Honorable Principal, Dr. Navjot Kaur, and under the dynamic leadership of President of Innovation Cell, Dr. Taranjit Rao, the Institution Innovation Council of Shri Guru Gobind Singh College received a star rating of 3.5 by Ministry of Education, Government of India, in the very first year of its establishment for its unremitting endeavor to promote innovation and startup culture in the college campus. Since its inception, the cell has strived hard to promote a culture of innovation and entrepreneurship in the campus by organizing several workshops, training programs, expert lectures, and competitions. So today's session on incubation opportunities is also an attempt in this direction. So before we start with the session, I would like to introduce the eminent speaker of the day, Mr. Manveen Singh Chadha, who is currently working as senior manager with FITT, IIT Delhi. Before this, he has worked with some of the reputed incubation centers and implemented several schemes of Department of Science and Technology, Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, and Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. He also raised funding of approximately 23 crores. Mr. Chadda is involved with developing and executing strategy for onboarding startups, assisting in reviewing the innovation and startup proposals, designing and managing incubation programs, and ensuring tight management of milestones and progress of startup companies. Sir manages the day-to-day interaction with the startups and facilitates support on various fronts, such as technical and business mentoring, fundraising, industry, and government connections. Sir has also organized several training and mentoring sessions on different aspects of entrepreneurship and conducted flagship events of IIT Mandi Catalyst, delivered expert talks on DST and Government of India sponsored entrepreneurship awareness camps, technology based entrepreneurship development programs, women entrepreneurship development programs, and entrepreneurship development programs for boosting entrepreneurial culture among students and unemployed youth. We are indeed honored to have such a learned and experienced personality to deliver today's lecture on incubation opportunities and to give a boost to our efforts to promote an entrepreneurial culture among our students and faculty. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks for the brief introduction and such a nice introduction about me. Not done a lot of things in the entrepreneurship, but yeah, did some of the things related to give boost to the students so that they can start their entrepreneurial journey. At least they can start thinking about the entrepreneurial journey. So, as per the today's topic, the incubation opportunities for students and faculties. So, ma'am, here we all have the faculties, or some students have also joined. If you can just confirm.
Sir, most of them are faculty members, but yes, some of the students they have also joined.
Okay, sure.
Actually, we wanted more of the students to join, but we are still in that admission process. So
Okay,
that's why only few students could join.
okay, no issues. Okay, so thanks to Dr. Navjot Kaur ma'am, the principal, for inviting me, and Dr. Taranjit Rao, the coordinator of Innovation Cell, for inviting me to deliver a session and to have an interaction with all the faculty as well as students, so that maybe the students from yours university and also faculty members can come forward with some innovative idea and start building their own enterprise. So I will just share my screen. Let me know if it is visible to you. Just give me a minute. Ma'am, I'm not able to share my screen. There's something right that you have to give me. Okay, is my slide visible? If you can just confirm.
Yes, sir. It's visible.
Okay, so I want this session to be little bit interactive. There are no such questions that I'm going to ask, so that you're not able to give answers of that, even if you are not aware about the entrepreneurship ecosystem. But still, as per your perspective, I think you should give some answers to the, so that we can have an interactive session here. So if I ask all of you, all the participants, what they thought about who is an entrepreneur, and do you think entrepreneur, being an entrepreneur and being a startup, is the same thing or it's a different thing? Any one of you who can tell me that? First we will discuss who is an entrepreneur, and then maybe if you have anything to add on, what is the difference between an entrepreneur or a startup? Anyone who wants to answer? Whatever your thoughts are related to entrepreneurship, maybe you can share that. Any one of you? Ma'am, if you can just confirm me if there is the all the participants, are they aware about entrepreneurship? Anything related to this?
Uh, Sir, they would prefer to write in the message like one of
Oh,
them has written.
okay, okay. Let me just check then. Any person who starts new business where high risk is involved, right? Anybody else who wants to add to this, who is an entrepreneur? Okay, so as okay, business owner, Prakash Rai Singh, business owner, right? So yeah, if I talk about an entrepreneur, so entrepreneur can be anybody. Wants to open a same traditional business. Let's say he wants to open a factory and set up a unit. So he will not do market survey, he will not do business designing, he will not come with the design thinking perspective. So he will not use all these terminologies, all these methods, will not learn all these things in order to start his or her own business. Just on the basis of few market understanding, that how much money I will made out of this, the business person will start building something. But if I talk about uh, a startup. So startup always take all these parameters into consideration before starting his or her own business. So when I talk about startups, then there are few guidelines given by DPIIT. So let's say you should not be 10 years older, your turnover should not be more than 100 CR. Then all these parameters, if you fulfill, you are a part of startup as per DPIIT the definition. But startup always start anything by taking into consideration the market survey. So let's say if I'm trying to build something, there should be a technology involved into it. There should be some unique selling point. So there should be some features, some added features that I have added to the existing device, or maybe the new device that I'm building. I will do some innovation into it by using the technology, the latest technologies, maybe artificial intelligence, machine learning, electric vehicle, whatever, different fields are there. And by making that twist, by putting an IP into it, a patent part into it, so that there should be a competition barrier. It should not be like it today I am opening a factory unit of, let's say, X item. Tomorrow you are also going to open a same industry, because there is no barrier into it. So anybody can come at any point of time. But when startups start building something, they always see that whether there is a customer, then where is that customer? Either it's in Chandigarh, either it's in Mohali. Which industry will use my product, my device, my service? So first they understand and do a kind of a market survey. Then they start building the product depending upon the user's feedback. And accordingly, they will put in their design thinking technique, their business model canvas, and they will design all these things so that there should be calculated risk. So as one of you mentioned that yes, entrepreneur is one who wants to start something, but there is a risk involved into it. But startup, once he starts something, he or she come with some product, they want to build a venture, they always take a calculated risk. So startup always take into consideration of putting less money initially. So that's what incubation centers provide guidance to the student startup or the innovators, that you should take a calculated risk. Don't put lot of money on the fixed assets. Try to use money on R&D. Try to come up with the innovation. Try to have patent in your innovation, so that there should be a competition barrier. And last but not the least, whatever you're trying to build, there should be some angle of societal impact. So most of the startups always look for that, we are trying to solve some pain point of the customer. So unless and until you understand the pain point of the customer, you will not be able to build the product. So pain point, when I'm saying, for example, let's say Zomato comes, Swiggy comes. So first they understand the market, that food industry is a bigger market. People want to get food at home at a very low cost, and people are ready to pay for it, some extra money, even if they are getting that comfort. So there was Food Panda. If you all remember, Food Panda come with this idea. But because of properly not managing things, I will say, giving lot of offers. So I remember that in 2008-7, when Food Panda was there, they were like throwing food free of cost. It was like if I order 2 3 items, I have to pay hardly 100 rupees. So they were trying to capture the market, but in the wrong way. But then same funda was used by the Zomato, Swiggy people, and they changed it into a kind of delivery. Not exactly the Food Panda concept, not exactly the lot of offers, but they change the concept. They come up with some unique innovation and then launch their product into the market. So this is one industry I'm talking about. But people who work on core industries like electronics, mechanical, coding part, they always look that whatever we are developing, we should have a patent for that, so that we are way ahead of others. If let's say tomorrow also I want to come to the same field and I want to compete with the existing players, so I will not be able to copy them so easily, because maybe they have a patent for that. So when you put that unique part, the USP part into your product, and you're trying to solve the pain point of the customer, then you come up with the startup mode. Otherwise, you're working in the entrepreneurship mode and entrepreneur you're working. So both angles are fine. It depends upon innovator to innovator whether he wants to take it on the entrepreneur angle or whether he wants to take it on the startup mode. So going, just tell you some uh, additional, you will say, uh, parameters that you have to look for once you think of starting something of your own. So you have to remember that you are the founder and you have to be a kind of starter. So if you will not going to drive this whole journey, then people who will come in between, whether you hire somebody, if you are not in that mode that you have to drive this, you have to work 24 by 7, then your team members would also reflect the same way. And also you have to learn from other failures. So it's important because whenever any startup, any innovator start building something, we always tell them that first see whatever you're trying to build, was there somebody who already built this but he failed? So try to learn what were the failures so that you should not repeat the same things during your journey. And you have to make sure that this is what you are exactly looking for. So when I say this is what you want, it means that you have those skills, you have those team members who can build the technology, you have that people in your team who can build, or I will say who can come up with. So let's say there are startups who say that maybe they are from the business background and they say that, so this is the product I want to build, this is my idea, but in terms of technology, in terms of building it, I don't have any team member in my team who can build this technology. So incubator will not provide you that service. They can only help you in fulfilling your needs. So let's say you need a lab facility, you need some mentorship in terms of faculty members, so that they can add some value while you are building your product. And other than that, funding and all. So this is what incubators help you in added advantage. But in order to build it from the scratch, you should have a complete team. Those team members should be a part of your team, and you should be passionate about what you are doing. Otherwise, if you don't have that passion, if you are doing this just for a namesake, just to get some feature into newspaper or something, then maybe you are not going into the right direction. Now, in order to generate ideas for your startup, in order to think how I can find something, so maybe an idea you can think. We always tell to students that we do a idea generation exercise with them, in which we tell them that let's make a group. Start thinking about the problems in your society. Maybe start thinking about the problems in industry, which is relevant to your field, and then come up with some unique solution. So when I say unique solution, it is either in terms of product features, either in terms of customer onboarding. Maybe somebody is trying to build something but trying to cover all over India. Maybe you can come up with the same idea, do some twist, do some added feature, but that depend upon the requirement of your customer. You have to first understand what your customer want. If you will not do that market survey, then maybe you have built a wonderful product, you have done the prototyping, your product is ready, but you have not asked your customer. You don't know who is your customer, whether he or she will buy it or not. So once you launch that product into the market, maybe no one is there to buy it because there was no need of that product. So you have to do that prior exercise before going ahead into the market. Now your innovation, whatever idea you're trying to build, that can come under two different categories, either a vitamin or a painkiller. So when I say vitamin, so it's an, let's say, a existing product and you're trying to do some improvements into it, you're trying to add some features into it. For example, the fitness bands, the smartwatches. So watch was there, but then somebody think of that we can build a smartwatch where you can get all your body parameters, real time data and all. So there is a niche market for that. There are people who want this. But even if you will not wear that, you are not going to die. People are there who are not wearing smart bands, who are not wearing smartwatches. It depends upon market to market. So you have to first understand who is your customer. So the people who started this business, who come up with smartwatches and all, they first did a lot of market survey to understand whether customer want it. So it was before COVID also when smartwatches started coming into the market. But then after COVID, demand increased. So first they understand that where is my market, who is the customer, what exactly their requirement. So you start building with one or two features, let's say heart rate, let's say daily steps. So then you understand the slowly do market survey uh, with your B2B market or B2C market, whatever. And then after getting feedback, you do iterations, you improve your product, and then you again start putting some features into it. So this is a vitamin solution. It's not like if I will not use it, I will die. But painkiller products are also there, painkiller apps are also there, I would say service product, physical product, hardware product. So that are where you are meeting the customer need and you are solving something, and it is a basic requirement. If he or she will not use it, maybe they will not be able to complete that task. So for example, I am giving here an example of Google Map. So according to me, Google Map is an example of painkiller product. Why? Because even if we are traveling in metros, even if I'm not sure whether in your area you are also going from point A to point B, you open the Google Map each and every time or not. But maybe in metros, I used to travel from Noida to Delhi. So daily I used to open the Google Map because I want to know the route of my whether it's traffic free, whether there is no hindrance into the roads. So daily we used to open this Google Map. So this is a painkiller product. So similarly, whatever innovation you are working into, you can also divide it among vitamin or painkiller, because this will help you in understanding your market, whether it will be a niche market, whether it will be a market which is for all over India, all over world. So Google Map is a kind of product which maybe each and every traveler will use it. But fitness app smartwatches is a kind of product which may or may not everybody will use. So it depends. Similarly, we tell to all these startups that always run towards quality at your initial stage, don't run towards the quantity part. So if you are trying to build something, as I already mentioned, that do some market survey, try to get some feedback, then do iterations in your product, then again try to get some more feedback, maybe 100 to 500, 500 to 1000. So don't just rush pushing your product into the market, because otherwise first impression is the last impression. If there are some bugs in your product, some issues with your product in the design or in the technology side, then again coming back to the market will be very tough for the newcomers, especially for the startups. So always try to start small and scale fast. This will help you, this strategy will help you in going and taking your product from X place to Y place at a very lenient graph. So I'm telling you one technique where you can start thinking ki maybe you all have questions ki how we can think about the idea, how we can think about that, what additional feature we can add to the existing products. So there is one technique called Scamper Technique. So any one of you heard about this before, Scamper? Yes or no? Because mostly management people know this.
No, sir.
Okay, so Scamper is a technique which most of the industries, even the established industries, I will say Maruti, Honda, whatever, they all use this. Their R&D department use this method in order to come up with the unique, innovative products with the changing technology ecosystem. So this is the full form: S for substitute, C for combine, A for adapt, M for modify, P for put to other use, E for eliminate, and R for reverse. So I will just tell you one example of Scamper. So if you all remember, initially when water mineral water bottle Bisleri launched their water bottle mineral, it was only a plastic bottle plain. There was no other bottles at the initial stage when this mineral water was just launched into the market. Then companies started thinking ki what new we can bring to the market, what other needs can be fulfilled, what are the pain points of the customer. So then people start talking about plastic and all, that maybe plastic bottles are not good for health and all that. Then companies started thinking of bringing new products. So they use this scamper technique. So S for substitute. So then they thought of, okay, let's start coming up with steel bottle, ceramic bottle, metal bottle instead of plastic. Then C for combine. So they saw that there is a separate industry of kits where we can develop a smart water bottles, so with a zipper with a side handle, so that it's easy to carry to for the kids. It's easy to drink. Similarly, other you can see here in this screen, A for adapt. So this water bottle, initially if you put it on your table, if somebody just push your table, this water bottle will fall down. But then companies start building square shape water bottles so that it will not roll away easily. Then similarly, M for modify, so collapsible foldable water bottle. So once your water is you have empty, your bottle is empty, you can squeeze it, collapse it, and put it in your bag so that it's easy to carry. So similar other methods, companies started using this and come up with different innovative products in the market. So this is one example that I've just shown you to give you an understanding of how Scamper can be used. And this method can be used for any other product. Maybe you can ask your students that, let's say they have a group of five students. Let's think about any product and then start using Scamper into it, and then maybe start building that product. So I'm not saying that by just doing this you will come up with the innovative product and you will start building and selling the products, but at least your brain will start thinking and you will come up with some products and you will feel that yes, I can also build this. So this is also very important in order to give initial kick to the students so that they start thinking in the entrepreneurial mode. Similarly, the roll-on deodorant. This was the also idea adopted from the ballpoint pen. Then I don't know how many of you heard about D bears. Any one of you heard about D bears? They are still the, you can say, king of diamonds. So all the refineries in South Africa and US, UK, all that. So in early 1900s, they were the big players in the diamonds. Anybody heard about De Beers? Still, you, I think you saw the ad, diamonds are forever, all that. So, how this come into the picture? So, in early 1900, in US, UK, the market demand was only for either to buy a house or to buy a luxury cars. So there was no demand of diamond as such. So then company hired one marketing team and gave them the task that we have so much of supply. We are a king in the diamonds, but we don't have customers. We don't know where to sell this. People are not interested to buy diamonds. Then this marketing company started doing lot of survey with the customers, what exactly they are looking for, where they are spending money, and then they designed a marketing campaign in order to hit the emotional angle of the customers. So when you hit your product by giving it an emotional touch for your customers, then definitely your product will start working. Maybe people will start buying it. So the marketing company link it to the wedding. So during engagement, they link it like, during engagement, when you are on the wedding side, you have to share the ring, diamond ring, and then they give this tagline, diamonds are forever. So this is how they started the marketing campaign, and their sales start from 5% to 35-40% increase. And the second difficult task for them was, they want to sell this product, but second thing was, they don't want this diamond to come back to the market. So even if people are buying it, they don't want it to give it a shape so that uh, people again sell it back to the market, because already there was a lot of supply with DBS. They don't want people to sell it back. And this is how they started selling this diamonds, by giving it an angle of wedding. and customer will definitely don't sell it because it's a part of your engagement ring. So this is how companies build their product. I will say not build their product but exactly push their product to the market by, even if there is no demand, but still creating a demand. This is also a big marketing strategy. Similarly, McDonald's rearranged the restaurant. So you all know that initially we first, wherever you enter into the restaurant, you first eat each and everything and then you pay for it. But McDonald's changed this trend. You first pay for what you want to eat and then you will eat. So this is also a great marketing strategy. So these were some of the example I showed you related to Scamper. Then there are some of the innovative products that I just want to show you. For example, at a time you can put whatever water, whatever juice at two glasses simultaneously. Then there is a crunch of space in metros, so you can have a space in your stairway where you can put your shoes and all. Then simultaneously you can have a tea as well as toaster. So a combination of tea and toaster simultaneously, both work will be done. So it will save a lot of time for people who want to rush for their office. Similarly, there is a space where you can put biscuit inside the glass, so you don't have to use extra plates for it. Now just a small exercise you can say, so that we have, now let's say we have built the product, the technology is done. Now only building the product, only coming up with the technology part is not enough. Now you have to sell the product and you have to remain in the ecosystem, so in order to be a sustainable, so revenue generation is also very important part. So first part was you have built the product, you have done the prototyping, your product is ready, you have started selling it. Now you also have to understand the overall ecosystem. So maybe there are a lot of government schemes where you can take a lot of tax rebates. Maybe there are other private players who are also providing some funding support. So there are XYZ different things when you start your business. So you have to be active on each and every part. You should know what is going on in the ecosystem. Otherwise, people will kick you out from the ecosystem. So in order to just make you understand that, you have to look beyond the product innovation also. So product is not enough. You also have to do the business and get the customers, and you have to remain in the business even if your competitor is there. So I'm just giving you one example and telling you how people think when they launch their product into the market, and what all things should be taken care in order to uh, survive in the market and change yourself, by because technology and business is changing very fast. So I'll just ask you one question. Can selling price of any material below the cost of material, is it possible that selling price is less than the cost of material? Any one of you? Yes, no, whatever you think.
Under ideal situation, it shouldn't be below the cost price, but under some abnormal circumstances, it can be.
Okay, so it can be. Anybody else? I think everyone can answer in this. It's a simple question. Can selling price below the cost of material? Is it possible to do so? Anyone else? Okay, maybe the next question is, thought of some images of cool and innovative product. So I think everybody has different answers for it. Whatever, any innovative, cool product you have seen either in market or you're using that product, whatever. Waiting for the answers from each one of you in this. Any cool and innovative product you have seen? You can just name that according to you. Just wanted to know your thoughts, what you think as per the cool and innovative product. So much of innovation is going on in India, so that means no innovative product you found in the market. Any answers? Phone is innovative, right? Mobile phone is an innovation, smartphone, right? Anyone else? Anybody else? You all are staying in Chandigarh. I think you have seen lot of product GPS, right? Hand wash in form of powder, right? Anybody else? According to me, Alexa is also innovative product. Uber, right? So see, whatever answers we are getting, either smartphone, hand wash in form of powder, GPS, Uber, Alexa. So you will find that each and every product there is a technology involved into it. So that is an important part. We always, that's why any startup, any innovator, students, they always think about technology. But there is other angle which is also very important. Once you have done with the technology, then you have to keep the tech part behind and also look for business and look what is beyond the technology, because you have to sell it also into the market. So I'm just giving you one example that how some smart startup look beyond the product innovation and throw away the existing players from the market. So I hope everybody have seen this fan blades. This is called rivets, the nuts on the fan blades, and the left hand side, the green machine that you are seeing, it is an automatic riveting machine. So in early 90s, there was one player in Mumbai, an ex company, I would say. They started building this automatic riveting machine because they found that manually doing the arrangement of all this fan blades, shaft and all, it takes a lot of time, and also you require lot of manpower, 3 4 people at a time. So he thought that let's build this automatic riveting machine so that it will bring down the cost and also increase the production of assembly, because with this automatic riveting machine you only require a single person, single manpower, and the production would also speed will increase, so he will be able to do lot more things. So this ex company built this automatic riveting machine, and they started getting order from one utensil manufacturer, a Y company, I would say, 8 to 10 machines every year. So from early 90s till 2000, they were selling this 8 to 10 machines to a big player of utensil manufacturer, because in utensil also you require this machine, because there also you will see in the handles there are this nut bolts that you have to connect it with the main pan or something, or with the pressure cooker, whatever. So every utensil, most of the utensil, you will see this automatic riveting machine is required. So they purchase 8 to 10 machines every year. Now, why they were purchasing this every year, 8 to 10 machines? Because they were getting a big order from one Gulf client of supplying a utensil, which is up to 50 to 55 lakhs every year, a big order, and that too in early 90s. So you can imagine that how big that player was, that client was. So for next 8 to 10 years everything was going fine. Then suddenly in early 2000, this automatic riveting machine X company didn't get order of supplying this machine to the utensil manufacturer. So they were he was very surprised that why didn't I get any order, because there is still nobody in the market as a kind of competitor who can supply this automatic riveting machine to the utensil manufacturer. So he went to them and understand what is the problem. So utensil manufacturer said that we didn't get order from the Gulf client. So suddenly one day in early 2000, they also didn't get an order from that Gulf client of 50-55 lakh. So you can imagine a big loss. And why this happened? So there was one startup from Delhi who got this order, who received this order, because he was fulfilling the same order at the cost of 35 to 40 lakhs. So you can see a big difference of 15 lakhs. Now you all must be thinking that how it's possible. So they were also surprised, the utensil manufacturer Y company of Mumbai, that how it is possible to fulfill same 55 lakh of order in 35-40 lakhs. So because there was a reason for that. Every utensil that they were giving, it cost them around 135, 140 rupees, and they were selling it around 190, 195 rupees. So a flat margin of 50 rupees in every piece. So still the commission, or you can say the profit that they were generating in every order is of 7 to 10 lakhs. Still they were surprised that why this Delhi chap is taking a loss of 20 lakhs, a big loss, because then according to their uh, calculation, the per piece cost that goes around 125, 130 rupees. So they were surprised ki why he was taking so much of loss, 10 to 8 to 10 lakhs, and why he is fulfilling this order. They also try to understand that maybe there is some decrease in the quality, maybe the strength of the material, the utensil that he is supplying. But they also did all testing of his product. They purchased his product and found that by doing all the strength testing, durability testing, everything is perfect. Whatever we are supplying, whatever parameters we are giving, same parameters, same testing results his utensils are also giving. So they were still surprised ki why he's taking loss of 8 to 10 lakhs. So then they found that there was one policy called duty drawback policy of government of India during that time, according to which if you are supplying a material of 30-35 lakhs, let's say, so you can import any material from outside of same cost. That means any material I can bring to India from Gulf of 35 lakhs. So what he did before taking this order, he understand the overall market, try to get some clients who need some kind of a material for their product which is available in Gulf outside, and he can easily import that. So he understand that policy, implement that, ordered something which is the requirement of 2-3 other industries of same price, 35 lakhs, but the profit that he is going to get was 200 to 300%. That means around whatever he is selling in 35 lakhs, he will get around 80 to 90 lakhs. That means 50-55 lakhs profit. So even if he is taking 20 lakhs of loss and he is getting 50 lakh of profit there, still he is making 30 lakh of profit. So why I told you, because this is an also important part of doing a business. So being a startup, you should not always think about innovation, always think about product, always think about the technology. You have to think beyond that. So try to keep looking for alternative revenue streams. You have to keep changing yourself, keep changing your business model, because ecosystem is changing very fast, and always not depend on only one customer. So I've seen many startups who say that I got order of, let's say, 5 crore from one company and I'm trying to fulfill that, and because of that you are not trying to see or get the small customers into your books. That is also a big mistake. You should always don't let your book populate with only one customer because he is a big big client. but that will not make sense, because if one day somebody else will come into the picture, he or she will throw you out from the ecosystem. So that's all from my side. And this is one opportunity that is coming for students, startups, innovators. We are coming up with, we have a second incubation center in Sonipat. So IIT Delhi has opened an incubation center in Sonipat where we are catering innovators from Haryana, Punjab. And this is one event we are coming up on 2nd of September, and 20th August is the last date to submit your idea. So if your students are doing something, if they have any something idea, I would request you to circulate it among your students and see if somebody wants to apply for this. They will get the incubation support here, also some funding in order to build their prototype, and whatever other support required during their entrepreneurial journey, all that support we will provide to them. It's a big event. I also request faculty members, if they want to join on the main day, 2nd of September, please circulate it among your students and let them know that we are coming up with incubation center in Sonipat.
Yes, now the house is open for the question answer session. Any questions from the participants? Sir, I think the topic was very clear. First of all, thank you so much for the invitation. And now I would like to thank you for such an informative and interesting session. You made the topic very interesting by quoting examples. And very rightly, you have pointed out that it is equally important to focus on business once the product has been developed and the business model that needs to be changed as per the circumstances. Thank you so much. And now I would like to request Dr. Taranjit Rao, President of Institution Innovation Council of Shri Guru Gobind Singh College, to propose vote of thanks. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Raman. My warm greetings to all of you. This is my proud privilege to extend a formal vote of thanks on behalf of Management, Principal and Innovation Cell of Shri Guru Gobind Singh College, Chandigarh. I express my heartfelt thanks to the eminent speaker of the day, Sardar Manveen Singh Chadha, Senior Manager, Incubation Program, IIT Delhi. Sir, I am incredibly grateful for our conversation few days back, which has materialized into today's webinar. I truly appreciate your willingness and sparing your valuable time to enrich the lives of our faculty with your knowledge on incubation opportunity for students and faculties, early stage entrepreneurs. Please accept our sincere appreciation for the outstanding presentation with lots of specific and helpful information. I appreciate your insight and we look forward for more deliberation in future also. Once again, thank you so much, sir. My sincere thanks are due to the management, principal, and faculty of our college for their generous support. I would also like to formally recognize and thank each member of the Innovation Cell for the efforts they put in to give shape to every activity of the Innovation Cell. My special thanks to all the participants for showing their interest in the webinar. Thank you all for your patient listening. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks to the management, Dr. Taranjeet ma'am, Dr. Amandeep ma'am, and all other faculty members and students for patiently listening. And if you have any questions, if you any startup want to connect, you can take my number from ma'am. They have my details and would love to support you, and would like to have 2-3 faculty members and students to join the Sonipat Startup Summit. That would be great. And it's open. There is no like only 2-3 members from any university. Even your whole college can come. We would love to accommodate, because we are expecting around 600 to 700 people who will join in this event. So this will give us some exposure to maybe your students also. So thanks a lot to all of you.
Okay, thank you so much, and we look forward to this association in future also, sir.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Okay.